Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about, is it worth starting a YouTube channel in 2025? Because I've seen so many people joining YouTube in 2024 that now we're in a new year. Some people might make the New Year's resolution to say, I want to make content, or I might want to talk about physical media or talk about whatever topic you choose. So I'm going to talk about, is YouTube actually worth starting? Now, I have done videos saying how much I've made. I've done other videos about like so many aspects. I've done aspects of like collecting and how much collecting costs and this community. But I haven't actually done one about me starting a YouTube channel and why I think it is or isn't worth it. Now, there are aspects to why you should and shouldn't start one. The first thing would be time. Now, people know my YouTube videos. I'm mostly coming on here talking. And yes, I am talking in front of a collection, but coming up with topics can be a bit difficult, especially when you've covered just about everything you think you could cover. So, I've talked about physical media. I haven't done many reviews, but that's something I might be looking at doing more of. But then also, I'm feeding a second channel now in Toomey News. I'm also feeding an Instagram, which is posting almost daily at the moment. So I'm not spreading myself too thin, but I am struggling at times to come up with topics. And so, this topic came off the top of my mind, and I was like, this might be an interesting video that some of my followers might want to know. And even people who don't follow me, hello. You guys might want to know as well. But yes, I target physical media, so that is my niche on YouTube. People know me as someone who collects physical media and talks about physical media, whether that's gaming, movies, television, music. I have done music videos. There are other stuff like that. Like, I tend to lean towards physical media. And so I know my niche. And that's the thing you need to start with. Before you even film your first video, know what you're doing. Don't just jump on YouTube and just say, I'm just going to start for the sake of starting. What do you have to offer? Everyone has something interesting to offer. You might say, I'm the most boring person in the world. Talk about being the most boring person in the world. Make videos around that. Talk about, oh yeah, some days I just like to rest and, it's pretty cool. And, do videos like that. But it has to suit you. This suits me because I'm very knowledgeable about physical media. But also, there's authenticity. And I believe in authenticity. I believe it shows on screen. I believe it shows in my nature to not do scripts. Now, that's something that some people have said, you should really go off the script. You tend to rant a bit in these videos. But I've been reluctant to do that because I believe spontaneity is part of what makes my channel unique compared to other channels. I believe once you start scripting it too much, you rule out the spontaneity, the spontaneous nature of, I could grab anything off the shelf and just talk about anything. Like, I could get Die Hard right here, right now, if I can get it out, and say, you know what? Is this actually a Christmas movie? That was a big discussion in December. Is this a Christmas movie? And I said, well, if that's a Christmas movie, so is Lethal Weapon. And if Lethal Weapon and Die Hard are a Christmas movie, then so is First Blood, because that's got a Christmas tree in there. Where do you draw the line with Christmas movies? And so, I can start discussions like that on here, and that's pretty cool because I got a community around myself who will engage. And that's the next part. If you're just coming on YouTube saying, I want to make money, then this isn't the career for you. Sorry, I'm just going to say it bluntly. There's no point joining YouTube. It's good if you get monetized, and yeah, I get a bit of money, not much. I can't quit my day job, but it's nice to see some money coming back for the time I'm putting into the channel. But I will say, if I was doing it to hourlies and trying to figure out my hourly rate for doing these videos, it's almost not worth it. But, I don't do this for the money, is what I'm saying. I do this for the love and the passion and the community. So that is why I do it. Now, if you're doing it for love and passion and to get that creative outlet, like I am, then yes, it can be very much worth it to start a YouTube channel. But as I said, target your niche. So if you know something about a certain topic, that's your niche, that's your topic. And while I play around switching niches here and there, like that's why I started the news channel, Toomey News, I know a lot about wrestling, I know a lot about TV, I know a lot about some music, I can be knowledgeable on other subjects, but I tend to stick to physical media because my fans want to hear me talk about physical media. So that's the thing, you've got to stick to your niches. And yes, while it's so hard to say, oh, but how am I supposed to expand if I stick to a niche? I look at other content creators in the space. Like I mentioned him quite a lot in here. I've never had a discussion with Jeff, but Films at Home, I look at his content. He's one of the guys who inspired me to start my channel. And so I mention him quite a lot on this channel, although I've never spoken to him. I've never had a discussion with him. I've never met him or anything, but I can appreciate what he did for the community. And I like to say, okay, what can I offer the community? And likewise, what can I do that's different to Jeff? What opinion can I offer that's different to every other creator? How do I differ from Angry Video Game Nerd? How do I differ from Metal Jesus? And how do I differ from all of these content creators in the same space that are kind of covering the same thing? That is where I tend to say, okay, unscripted and spontaneity, and also wrestling knowledge. I got a big, well, it's not a real size belt. I am trying to get the real size belt at some point this year, but I can't justify the cost at the moment. I am trying to track one down from a collector community. I'm timing the market on Facebook Marketplace to see if someone's going to sell theirs, but for right now, I can't justify paying whatever WWE shop wants, and they don't even ship to Australia. I can't justify Fandu or whatever, but yeah, I'll get another one of that. That's a little bit off subject, but do you understand what I'm saying about understanding your niche and understanding your target audience? If I came on here and said, I'm going to talk about insurance, what knowledge do I have to offer about insurance? I know nothing about that. Now, I can understand some people were a bit annoyed with Last Gamer when he was on YouTube because he did talk about his collection wasn't insured. And, you know, he had some pretty heavy hitters in that collection. I do want to insure my collection at some point. I can't justify it right now because it's too expensive to do so. But that's why I keep the costs. I am very much looking at insuring it at some point. When I buy a house, that might be the time to insure it. With the house, I can also do contents insurance. But that is something I am looking at constantly because as my collection grows, it gets more and more expensive. And as I said, I keep the costs because at some point I am going to insure it. But for right now, it's something that I don't have the time or money to work out every cost. Now, I know some people got annoyed by Last Gamer saying that he didn't have his collection insured. I look at the community and I'm like, yeah, but my reasoning for not getting this insured, for example, is that it takes time to set something like that up. It does take a lot of effort, and time and effort is something I don't have, and my collection is not as valuable as you think. Like, yes, it looks like a lot, it looks like I spent a lot, but this collection probably is not worth more than 100,000. And yes, it would be a devastating hit if this all burnt up, but it's not $1 million like Last Gamer or over plus $1 million plus. If it got to a point where this actually was $100,000 worth, that's when I would insure it, and I'll be like, okay, I need to insure the assets in this collection. But it's not there yet. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I understand the community's frustration with that. I understand, you know, I understand what people say about Jeff. Like, he was doing videos a certain way, like frame by frame, and Jeff heard that as well. Like, he stopped doing that to the most part. But there's still collectors out there. I hear people say, but sometimes we do want frame by frame comparisons with the old versions. Sometimes we want to know why Terminator 2 is not the best transfer, or why it is to some people. You have to understand your niche through and through. Like, I actively watch my own videos. Now, people might say, that's a bit narcissistic. No, you have to watch your own videos. If you're doing the whole thing of like, oh, I'm just filming them, but I'm not watching them back, how are you supposed to get better? If you can't stomach watching yourself back, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it, because I am not going to ship something to my fans that I am not comfortable watching myself. I have to sit there and watch the video, and if I feel like it's a good video, I will release it. And my videos can sometimes be sitting in scheduled for a week, 2 weeks or so. I don't film them too far ahead, but it all depends. I have to be comfortable. I have to watch it a few times as well, just to understand, like, is this the version of the video that I want to release? Is there certain things I want to alter? Do I maybe want to go and do a deep edit or something? Is the audio up to scratch? Like, did I present the right facts? Like, I'll actively watch one of my videos and be like, okay, did I do the right information here? There is so many ways that I analyze my videos after or before release, and then as I release them. Did it hit well? Did people want to see this content? Now, obviously, I did a review of Austin Powers, And I don't think a lot of people wanted to see that. So that's why I'm kind of reluctant to do more reviews. But I'm sure there are people who do want to see that. So I'm not going to completely abandon the market. But it's also going to be something that I'm aware of. I'm aware that not everyone's going to watch a video like that. People want to hear me talk ranting about physical media. But I can't make every video a rant video, you know? It's going to lose its potency when I actually do it and when I have something to say. You know, the boy who cried wolf, you know? After a certain point, people are just going to stop caring. So I have to do it in a way that's like, okay, do I have something to say? And in that case, I do have something to say. Like the YouTube stuff, I do have something to say. The physical media stuff, I do have something to say. But it can't be every single video being the, oh, well, let's just poo on that topic because this or that. Oh, LG pulled out of the market, but all the YouTubers are saying it's all over physical media. I can't just keep attacking all the YouTubers, you know? I have to be very cautious, and that's why I don't mention any of the YouTubers. Now, I did mention one when I did the video on that, but even then I said I'm a fan of that person, and I don't believe he has the best view on physical media, given he doesn't collect it. So that's what I've been talking about. I'm very cautious when I mention a YouTuber. I mention Jeff all the time, but I mention him in praise because if it wasn't for his channel, I wouldn't have started mine. Last Gamer as well. I would still love to know what Joel's doing these days. I don't know what's happened to Joel on Last Gamer, but Joel, if you ever do watch these videos, we do want to see you back on YouTube. Even if you sold your entire collection, we want to hear from you, bud. We want to make sure we want to hear you're well, you know? But, you know, Angry Video Game Nerd, like all these YouTubers I keep mentioning, I actively watch what's being put out there. I actively watch videos. And it doesn't have to be the biggest creators out there I watch. I'm actively watching the smaller YouTube creators as well. The ones smaller than myself, the ones the same size as myself in terms of following, the ones even slightly bigger than myself. Like, I watch everything, and I'm constantly saying, like, okay, this is a good topic. I know home cinema enthusiasts watches my channel, and I watch his channel, so, you know. Even people have reviewed me. Nick 4K watches, Nick Reviews 4K, or Nick 4K Reviews, or I don't know exactly what you... Nick, sorry. I think it's just Nick 4K. I've always called you just Nick 4K, but I know it's a longer title. But, you know, I actively watch his videos as he's reviewing mine and reacting to mine. I watch Tyrone Magnus. I watch all of these creators because I like to know what's happening in the space. If I'm going to talk about DC and Marvel, I want to know what Tyrone Magnus is saying. I want to know what everybody's saying in the community so I can have a full scope of what is happening. I like to know, okay, this is how the community is reacting. This is how the community feels. And then I'll watch their comment sections. Okay, this is how this is happening. Like, even when Nick 4K reacts to one of my videos, I will look at the comments and be like, okay, these are the people who aren't subscribed to me. What do they have to say in those comment sections? I'm always analyzing what can be done better with the channel. And that's why, I know this went off on a bit of a tangent, but it does tie into the YouTube. So that's what I mean. It feels like their work never stops. And if you're not actively engaging with the community and you just want to come on here as a career, it might take off, but people are going to see through it. People are going to see the authenticity or not lack of authenticity, and they're going to say, well, this guy's not authentic. People can see my authenticity. Here it is right here. I spent more than I probably should have on that collection. But, you know, people can see the authenticity. And is YouTube worth it? Yes and no. Yes, if you're passionate about a certain topic and you think you can add something that isn't getting said on YouTube. And also, here's another thing. Another niche that I targeted early on was I didn't see many Australian collectors on YouTube. Yes, there were some YouTube Australian collectors, but there were few and far between. There've been people here longer than I've been doing it. There are people who've been doing it longer, but I haven't seen many. Like, it's few and far between compared to the American and also the UK collectors. They tend to be a large part of the YouTube community in terms of physical media. So I was like, okay, how can I add an Australian perspective? You know, something that people didn't know about was Disney pulled out of the Australian market. Now, I showed the Disney box in a really early video. And I also have talked about, you know, getting Disney movies into the country is a bit difficult. It means I have to import the American release or the UK release, and it becomes a bit more difficult, but it's doable. And that's what I mean. I'm constantly showing the angles that only an Australian collector can bring up. And yes, this is all subjective. I know with collecting, it's a bit of a niche topic. But maybe that's not your topic. Maybe yours is lifestyle. In which case, look at lifestyle. What can you offer to lifestyle that not everyone else has done? And that's the thing. Everything is a unique experience. So if you can say, you know what? I write down every cost. Bang, I showed that in a video. I said, this is how I do it. You can talk about, oh, you know, when I go camping, this is what I bring. Or when I go into a shop, this is how I shop. These are the little things you can add as a YouTuber. And this is why I think it can be worth it. It's not worth it if you just want to replace your day job with just YouTube. It's not going to work. People can see the lack of authenticity. And they're going to run you off. They're just not going to watch. They're going to be like, okay. Now, I know people are saying, oh, just start a faceless YouTube channel. Yeah, that can work as well. I'm sure it can work. But I don't believe in faceless YouTube channels. I believe if I'm going to be talking about something, I should put my face to it. I should talk about it. People can see the authenticity. People can connect to the personality. Which is why I play up the charisma a bit on these videos, you know. When I first started the channel, I used to sit on the chair right here with a table in front of me and do it very generic like a reporter. That was a bit mean, but you know, I'd just sit like a reporter and say, okay, and here's what I think about this, but you know, this could be a bit better. And now you look at me, I'm just like, you know, I just put the charisma and put the personality in there. Show a bit of personality, you know? Yeah, you know, it's kind of a fun one. It can be worth it if you're strong enough. It can be worth it if you have the charisma and you have the talent and you have something to say that not everyone else is saying. It's not worth it if you're just coming on here for a cash cow and saying, oh, well, I'm going to be the next PewDiePie. You're not going to be the next PewDiePie. Sorry to tell you, your channel might struggle to get to 1,000 views per video. Mine get there, here and there. Some do better, some do worse. But at the end of the day, even the 300 view video ones where I'm reviewing Austin Powers, I still actively want to hear what people say because, you know, if that has 50 likes and then it has 10 comments, I'm looking at what those 10 comments say because they're like, oh yeah, this is good. I did want to watch this. Oh, we might be getting whatever. Like, oh, I wonder if they're going to do Austin Powers 2, you know? There are so many things that we could look at. But, you know, you have to be engaging with the videos that even don't do well. You have to look at all of it. You have to watch everything. And likewise, the ones that don't do well for me, I'm actively watching back and saying, okay, what went wrong? It's a bit boring, like when I did my cost video for the end of last year for Blu-ray and 4K and also DVD and VHS, I just went through the book with a video cam with my iPhone and just went through and showed you the costs because I didn't want to stand there reading a book for 10 minutes. And I understand that's not what people want to see from my channel. It's a bit boring. But anyways, guys, I feel like I've given you everything you can possibly imagine in this video. Let me know what you think. Do you think YouTube's worth it? Are you considering starting a YouTube channel? Let me know in the comments, guys. Follow that Instagram. I am trying to post daily on there. I can't post all the time, but I am, at the moment, posting daily. And if you like, watch one of these videos over here. I think you might enjoy one. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.